Now, poor residential planning in the countryside and encroachment on riparian land is one of the factors exacerbating effects of climate change, especially in flood-prone areas. Information Communication Technology and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Eliud Owalo says that while the government will provide long-term solutions to address the flood menace, there is need for those residing in riparian land to vacate to safer grounds so as to minimize destruction during floods.
These are the scenes that grace our screens every year as Kenyans across the country bear the brunt of floods. Hundreds of thousands of households displaced as the fury of Mother Nature reigns supreme. While the situation can be blamed on many factors outside the control of those residing in the flood-prone areas, encroachment on riparian land and poor residential planning in the flood-prone areas is very much within their arm's length.
We have been weak in terms of planning. This is a historical problem, not just in this region, but go to places like Kisii, you will see the effect of poor planning. We need to do map out so that we are aware of which are the residential areas, which are the areas which are designated for agriculture, which are the banks of the rivers and the lake where people should actually not be resident.
Information Communication Technology and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Eliud Owalo now says Kenyans who have encroached on riparian land need to vacate to reduce the effects of the floods.
So people are living everywhere because we don't have adequate planning on one hand, and also we don't have an appropriate legal and regulatory framework on the basis of which enforcement of the same can be anchored.
While addressing residents of Diboro in a Lagos-Songa constituency, Siaya County, as he led the government food distribution program amongst those affected with the recent floods in the region, Owalo said the government will do everything possible to ensure a long-term solution is found to address the destruction of property and crops occasioned by frequent flooding in parts of the country.
As far as the floods is concerned, we want to do the silting so that the water can flow towards the lake as opposed to downwards towards where people are doing what? The families are resident. But we also want to do dikes in some of these areas. When it comes to the major floods in Nyando, we want to ensure as government that we pursue the Korusoin Dam to a logical conclusion, because that Korusoin Dam is going to support or address three fundamental issues. One, we can use that for purposes of power generation. Two, we can use that for purposes of irrigation, so that during drought, we have got adequate water.
He also wants Kenyans to embrace agribusiness as a long-term solution to food security. Owalo spoke as he wound up his 3-day food distribution program in Nyanza region. The CS kicked off his program in Kisumu County on Saturday before heading to Homa Bay County on Sunday. On Monday, he distributed food in Siaya and Migori counties. Achala Simon, Prime Edition, Kisumu County.